Lay a glove on Seattle. Wait till you hear the numbers on Gary Payton. He was just about perfect.
And Cael Sanderson has been perfect. We'll hear from the man who stands between him and wrestling immortality.
Ah, vacations. They didn't always bring you peace, but at least you had peace of mind, knowing your car, family, and the home you left behind were all protected by State Farm.
19 leading 7 Blazers in double figures. Career-high 18 for the Bulls' Jamal Crawford. Raptors, without Vince Carter for the rest of the season, managed to top the Cavs by 14. Just their second win in 19 games. First win in the 9 games that Carter has missed.
During this month of madness, all eyes are on the road to the Final Four, which is a thrilling spectacle that often produces an unworthy champion, meaning the best team doesn't always have to win. Those who care to, however, can also behold a college athlete who has proven himself the best, perhaps the best of all time. Steve Cypress is covering Iowa State's Cael Sanderson, the wrestler who's on the verge of boldly going where no man has ever gone before.
Nick Preston of Ohio State all but had a takedown against the undefeated Cyclone in the opening period, but Cael Sanderson hardly panicked. 15 seconds later, it was Sanderson with a takedown, and he never looked back. The final was 18-7, a major decision, but the match went the distance. Only the second time this season that Sanderson's had to go a full 7 minutes. Credit Preston for being smart, though not aggressive. Using a stalling style, Sanderson seems to face more with every match.
I just try and, stay after him, and hopefully, the officials will recognize if there's something wrong. If the guy's not wrestling, at least what he's supposed to.
John Trenge of Lehigh is Sanderson's opponent in Saturday's championship. At 37-3, 2 of his losses were to Sanderson, but neither match ended before regulation time.
It's a great challenge. Kid's phenomenal. Yeah, I'm up for it, though. He's a stud, so he can do about whatever he wants. It's going to be a tough opponent, real tough.
In 1979, Iowa State senior Mike Land had the second longest winning streak in college history at 84. It ended in the NCAA title match when a freshman named Darrell Burley beat him. He was from Lehigh. John Trenge pointed out that fact.
Do I expect to win it? I expect to leave everything I have out on the mat. And I expect to be fully content with my performance afterwards. If I win it, I win it. If not, hey, I got 2 more years. But I guarantee you I'm going to do everything within my power. And I'm going to make all my hard work pay off.
In Albany, Steve Cyphers, ESPN.
And you will see the NCAA Division I Wrestling Championship and Sanderson's match live on ESPN News. The match will be sometime between 3 and 3:45 Eastern Time this afternoon. History can be made right before your eyes this afternoon, only on ESPN News.
Bucks, Coyotes, 6th in the West, Dallas 8th, separated by a mere 2 points. First period starts down.
Worldwide leader in sports. This is ESPN News.
Welcome in. Thanks so much for surfing by for the very latest from ESPN News. Bob Stevens alongside Cindy Brunson this Saturday.
We are all over both the women's and men's tournament action and news conference coverage for you this afternoon, but we are so geeked about one man's mastery of action on the mat. Of course, we're talking about Iowa State's Cael Sanderson's bid to finish his collegiate wrestling career undefeated. As soon as the action of the NCAA title match is over, we will bring you the news conference live right here on ESPN News. How about the D2 championship? Kentucky Wesleyan, the defending NCAA Division II champions, taking on
as much as we can, and I think with his background.
Ernie Ken getting ready to take on Kansas tomorrow. Tip at 2:40. It should be a dandy.
It should be a dandy. We got a dandy coming up for you right now, though. Cael Sanderson of Iowa State trying to close out his collegiate wrestling career. And Jeff Flatnick with Cael Sanderson. You know, we have all had a bad day at work. Even the great Dan Gable had one bad day at work. Cael Sanderson never had a bad day at work. 159 consecutive victories. He and Pat Smith of Oklahoma State, the only 4-time NCAA wrestling champ. Smith had 5 defeats during his collegiate career. Sanderson had none. You can see the entire match and the entire Division I championships coming up tonight at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2. You can hear Cael Sanderson's news conference coming up on ESPN News within the next 30 minutes. Stay tuned.
Is this how you trim your lawn? Or is this your method? Why hassle with trimmer spools that tangle, jam, and never work? Make your life easier with the Weed Thrasher. The revolutionary new system.
Go online today and get a free CD burner or DVD upgrade. There's great deals on notebooks, too.
Huge, you're getting a Dell.
Easy to buy, easy to own, easy as Dell.
We will have that answer of their question of the day in just a little bit. Before that, though, let's go to Cael Sanderson. He's having his news conference, finishing his collegiate career undefeated, the first wrestler ever to do that.
I don't really know. It's definitely a relief. I mean, every year the tournament got a little bit different for me. I tried to keep it the same. I tried to put a smile on my face before my matches, and I just had a lot of help and a lot of support from a lot of people that really helped me out. I saw it on TV in the back. I was trying to keep the time, just to know when I was gonna have to run out there. But I'm sure I heard. I don't remember. Trying to get ready for my match. I didn't really know what to expect because the two different times I wrestled him, he wrestled completely different both times, and I have a lot of respect for Trenge. I knew he was real tough, real dangerous. I mean, you saw his teammate before, the match before, you know what they can do, Lehigh, and can't say that wasn't on my mind a little bit, so. I don't remember what happened exactly. I just remember being happy when I heard him counting points. I wish I was a little better speaking. I can't really describe my emotions. This was a real emotional tournament for me. The finals, walking out there, it was hard. I kind of looked up at the Iowa State fans for a little bit, and I almost started crying, so I looked away, and I just kind of tried to just look at it like I've been saying the whole time, just, you know, keep things in perspective.
Right over here.
I'm going to try to. I still have a lot of work to do, and I have a lot of goals that I'm trying to work towards right now. And so as soon as I can get back into it, I'm gonna start after those. Yeah. Well, I can't say I envisioned it, but it meant a lot, you know, to have people support you and appreciate you like that. It's just 4 years is a long time to, you know, 100 and however many matches. That's a lot of matches you have to be ready for, and to finally be finished with it. It's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I look back and I wish I would have taken a few more shots in my match. And I can worry about that for the rest of my life, but it feels real good to be, you know, to be here right now.
Definitely right.
It's just different. It just adds a lot of different, once again, I don't know how to describe it. No, it's just
just gives you a lot more to think about than your match, and that's what I was fighting. Just basically the fear that I wouldn't, you know, perform up to my capability, and I knew that's what my family and my friends, they knew I would give it all, and that gave me a lot of comfort. I mean, knowing they didn't expect too much out of me.
Coach, you've always said that you really never got to kind of experience what he was doing from the fans, so you always kind of look down from a technical point of view. Now that it's done, what do you think about the run he's done?
I think this is a defining moment in wrestling. Wrestling's been like the invisible sport, and Cael has lit a fire with the media with his performance that'll take wrestling into the 21st century and perhaps keep us alive. His accomplishments, I can't really appreciate it now, and I probably won't until I get home and relax and have a couple of beers. But I can just say...
Cael Sanderson's coach talking about his unprecedented win streak. It shattered the previous best such streak held by wrestling legends Dan Gable, 98 straight NCAA wins before he lost his final career match. Pat Smith, the only other four-time NCAA champion, and John Smith, two-time Olympic gold medalist and 1990 Sullivan Award winner. Now, the answer to our ESPN.com question today: which team defeated the Tigers in their last Elite Eight appearance? Back in 1994, it was Arizona, the last time Mizzou got this far. In their previous 4 NCAA appearances since that, Tigers hadn't been out of the second round.
We've got more still ahead here on this, the ESPN News Network. Like hockey, Penguins and Flyers in a battle for bragging rights in the state that means Penn's Woodlands.
Listen, he broke a bone in his left hand last night. Doctors say he'll need 4 to 6 weeks to heal. That means he's expected to be out for the rest of the regular season and the start of the playoffs. He's missed 8 games with injuries this season. The Sixers have lost every last one of them.
When Iowa State's 197-pound senior Cael Sanderson wrestles, his opponents spend more time on their backs than the English patient. He is Rocky Marciano, if Marciano had 158 career fights. He is the Tiger Woods of college wrestling, if Tiger ever wins 158 straight tournaments. Sanderson competed in his final collegiate wrestling match today, looking to finish his career undefeated. Lehigh sophomore John Trenge standing in his way. The match was seen live today on ES for the reversal. Sanderson would go on to win 11-4, going undefeated for his NCAA career. Coach Bobby Douglas was emotional, to say the least, and he finishes at 159-0. Wrestling fans can get more on ESPN2 tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. That's where you'll find the NCAA Wrestling Championships. Minnesota looking to defend its national team championship, and that's just one of the fascinating sidebar stories to look for tonight on ESPN2.
Here's another fascinating story. The New York Giants have reached an agreement to keep safety Sean Williams
up. Andy Sutton in overtime. The puck on net. Danny Heatley pokes it in. Thrashers win.
Well, not even Vince McMahon could have dreamed up this wrestling script. Cael Sanderson, the Iowa State senior, had a chance to become the first wrestler to win 4 straight NCAA titles, to do it without losing a match. The 197-pound wrestler admitted the only fear he had going into Saturday's title match was that he would not perform up to his capability. Cael faced Lehigh's John Trenge on Saturday. Cael getting pumped up late in the match. Sanderson up 9-3. Gets the reversal, pushes his lead to 11-3. Cael would go on to win 11-4, going undefeated for his NCAA career, 159-0 in his 4th straight NCAA title.
I can't say I envisioned it, but it meant a lot, you know, to have people support you and appreciate you like that. It's just 4 years is a long time to, you know, 100 and however many matches. That's a, you know, a lot of matches you have to be ready for, and to finally be finished with it. It's nice.
Around the corner, we will let the dogs out. Both the UConn women and men are still dancing.
He came, he saw, he conquered.
Iowa State's Cael Sanderson has now gone where no other collegiate wrestler has ever gone before. With his victory of...
And that's what I was fighting. Just basically the fear that I wouldn't, you know, perform up to my capability. It's definitely a relief. I mean, every year the tournament got a little bit different for me. I tried to keep it the same. I tried to put a smile on my face before my matches.
Sanderson was not Iowa State's only winner. At 141, Aaron Holker used this reverse at the end of the second period to take a 4-2 lead over Eric Larkin. Holker is in the winner's circle by a 9-6 count. At 165, Joe Heskett, twice a bridesmaid, came up a champion today with a last-second takedown against second-seeded Matt Lackey of Illinois.
Yeah, it's been great. And, you know, it ends this way. It couldn't end better. We're up on Iowa. It's taken me 5 years to beat them. And my smile gets even bigger knowing that.
Speaking of Iowa, not a good day for the Hawkeyes. Fresno State's Stephen Abbas became a 3-time champ with a 7-4 win over Iowa's Luke Eustace. And at heavyweight, Steve Mocco lost when he couldn't escape during sudden death. It's the first time since '89 Iowa has not crowned a single champion. Team-wise, Minnesota wins it. Iowa State finishes second. The Hawkeyes come in fourth. And this whole shebang moves to Kansas City next year. I'm John Campbell, KCRG TV9 Sport.
He just completed his wrestling career with a perfect record, 159-0. He just beat John Trenge of Lehigh in the 197-pound weight division to become just the second person to win 4 straight NCAA championships. Please welcome from the Iowa State Cyclones, Cael Sanderson. Yeah. Cael, how are you, man?
Real good, real good.
Cael, Tom Arnold here. Listen, of course your record's unbreakable because you were undefeated. Figure it out, buddy. 160-0 would beat 159-0. It'll never happen. Listen.
First things first. I know you're from the Cyclone State.
Yeah,
you're a Cyclone fan, so we'd like to present you with a...
I'm very nice. I'm from the Hawkeye State, but thank you. I will use this today. There's my second favorite team. Listen, I'll tell you what. Up till Saturday, I was nervous as hell for you. Heck, you're a Mormon. Sorry about that. Anyway, I was nervous. And by the way, you're engaged to Kelly?
That's right.
Is she just going to be your first wife? Because you got a lot more going, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she's my first.
Okay, you'll get through that. Now, listen. I was nervous for you because Dan Gable, one of my idols who coached at Iowa, the greatest coach in any sport ever, Dan Gable lost his very last match, so I was nervous for you. I kept checking the ticker to see how it came out. Did that thought cross your mind?
And just wrestle hard. That's all I tried. So well, that's all I worried about.
Did you ever talk to Dan Gable?
I've talked to him a few times, just when, like, meets, when we passed. I didn't want to say when I beat his record, but he presented me with a trophy or two, and he's a real good guy.
Your idols, though, are the Smith brothers, am I right?
They were my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, what's their first names again?
John Smith and Pat Smith.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. You're wrestling dudes. You got, anybody ever get a little frisky with you out there? Or, have to say, back off, Jack. This is a serious thing.
No. Not that I can think of.
Okay.
Tonight might be the first time.
Exactly. We're going to wrestle. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a second.
Let me ask you, as an athlete, Michael Irvin had said it earlier, but how do you concentrate to the point where you say, I'm 159-0? When you get to 60, don't you all of a sudden say, oh, man, I don't have to rehearse, I don't have to practice for this guy. I'm the best, I got him.
I'm going to spend time with Kelly.
Yeah. How do you stay that focused?
I just try to concentrate on the little things that help me to win matches rather than win and lose. I didn't want to think about winning and losing. I just wanted to score points, keep it real simple. Little things like moving your feet. You know, you hear about boxers that they do real well when they move their feet, but as soon as they, change things up, they're in trouble. That's the same thing with me.
Yeah. I just want you're a wrestler. You can tell by your ears. You guys all get the cauliflower ears, and you've got to stay away from Mike Tyson because that's a freaking buffet, buddy. Those are nice and meaty. Now, do you get that when you're done wrestling? You get those drained or whatever? How do they do that?
You're pretty much stuck with it.
Yeah. They're not. You could be worse. Could be size.
I know you are.
Hey, real quickly, what's next for you? Is it the fake wrestling, the WCW or anything, or is it Olympics for you?
Definitely Olympics.
You don't like the WWF, those kind of things? Don't say it because they pay a lot of money. Just.
No, I'm amateur wrestling. That's what I'm good at. That's what I do.
Well, you know what? We're going to see just how good you are because you're going to get to take on our established heavyweight, Tom Arnold. However, we're going to help Tom out a little bit. We're going to, quote-unquote, cushion... Oh, my God! Come on! Tom, you got to get Tom off his back, don't you, Sal?
I know it, but I think Tom likes being on his back. Tom is enjoying himself right now, which is not a good thing.
No! Sweaty guy! Sally, help him up! Sally, help him up! Honey, Sal! Help him up! Come on, Mike! Come on! Help him up! Go get him, Cael! This compared to your NCAA championship?
He's tough.
Tom won. He's tough? All right, hold on 1 second. Tom, I won. First time in 160 matches. Cael Sanderson goes down. I need to go to the hospital. Okay. For God's sake. See, now this is a possibility for a future career, is it not?
Sure, why not? If I have opponents like Tom, it'll be a real easy career.
Look at this. He can't even get up, for God's sakes. Look at this. Don't even think about it. All right. Now, this is not funny. We've got a lot more show to go. We have got more with Cael Sanderson, and we've got things you would never say to Kenyon Martin. Coming your way. Sports update. For defeating Tom Arnold, Cael Sanderson. You did not win. You did not win. Got him outside the circle. Hey, Gordonio High School's here. We want to thank them very much for coming. Plus, Michael Irvin and John Crook are here. However, they did a wardrobe change.
Look at how Michael looks. He looks terrible.
Right.
John Crook looks nice. He looks like a big white Suge Knight.
Now, of course, big news this week. Kenyon Martin and the New Jersey Nets suspended 2 more games, bringing his total to 7. He is now the quote-unquote bad boy of the NBA.